Well, this one, I never thought I'd be talking about him sitting here, but here we are. Before I even get into this video should have been out last Friday, and I've just, mental health wise, I've been really bad lately. And also, if you don't know H3, their podcasts go very, 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 very long. So it was a lot of editing to get this video to what I have it, to get out all like the filler and all that. But yeah. Anyways, hey guys, what's up? And hey Barbies and Kens. Welcome back to my channel, our channel. And if you're new here, my name is Gab. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about talking about the H3 podcast, Ethan Klein, and the stuff he's been saying lately, his staff, what they've been saying to their subscribers, and it's just kind of disgusting. I was letting it fizz out, and it didn't. It just kept going. What Ethan did in the last month of April was literally disgusting, in my opinion, and I just felt like I was going to keep my mouth shut, and I just kind of kept getting out of sorts, and that's why we are here today. So if you guys like videos like this, again, should have been up sooner, but if you guys like videos like this, please thumbs up and subscribe down below, become a Barbie or a Ken, and let me just jump into it, because like I said, this is going to be a couple different topics we're going to be talking about today with you, though. I do want to start with the whole Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, alopecia sort of ordeal and what Ethan said in regards to that. God, okay.
There seems to be a lot of people online who straight up think that attacking, first of all, there's like a few layers of how bad this is. I'm sure everyone by now knows what happened.
I was going to say probably, but maybe just in case some people in the audience don't know what we're talking about.
So he's obviously going to go into the whole story that we already know with what happened at the Grammys with Chris Rock and Will Smith.
Chris Rock is emceeing the show. Now, you guys know he's hired to do this job.
Yes, Ethan, I agree. He's hired to do a job. Being little people, no. Do a job? Yes, I completely agree with that.
Good chance that all of his jokes before were written by other people and vetted already.
For Chris Rock to be a comedian and an entertainer, I 100% feel like, again, this is all my feelings, alleged, but you don't think he wrote his own jokes and he's a comedian going on to something? I don't believe that for a damn fact. No, there's no way.
It's live television. They don't take any chances with this stuff.
And
there's a good chance he didn't even write the fucking joke.
Again, I don't agree with that statement because I think Chris Rock wrote that joke. 100%. Did somebody look over what he was doing? Yeah, maybe, but you don't think he doesn't add little odds and ends in?
Which wasn't a good or funny joke.
A high probability, yeah.
So, and by the way, when you come to the Oscars and you sit in the front row, you know you're going to get ribbed.
I'm pretty sure Jada didn't ask to sit in the fucking front row, so I don't think that has anything to do with any of this even. So,
the one night you sit there and the God on his high throne has to come down to the people's level and endure some light ribbing from legendary comedian Chris Rock.
Don't really believe that statement Ethan's saying either, because I'm sure with Jada and her health complications, she just wanted to get the fuck out of the house for the night with her husband and just try to chillax and not have to be the center of everyone's joke and attention for some laughs.
Bald. She has no hair. She has hair, though. I saw pictures. She has stubble.
Shaved, yeah.
I didn't even see patches in her stubble. I don't know.
So, oh my God, I heard this. And when I immediately heard this, I almost got sick. I was just diagnosed with alopecia at the end of February. So when this all came out, I was upset. And for him to be like, well, I didn't even see patches in her head. Who the fuck are you, Ethan? Like, who the fuck are you to be like, I didn't see patches in her head, so that means, like, or it's not that bad. To say that somebody's health condition isn't that bad because you didn't see something literally is what I live every day of my life with my fibromyalgia. Like, if I don't have my cane, before all this, like, I looked normal. Like, nothing was happening. So, just for you to disregard her fucking struggle, who the fuck are you, dude? You're disgusting. Like, you are disgusting. Like, I'm happy people were saying that about you because it's disgusting. It's gross. Like, I still get chills when I hear that, and it gets me so mad, because if somebody said that about me, I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? A lot of people shave their head down too, which I'm getting to that point why I have my hair wrapped today, because you can see the balding, the spotting. Especially when you're shaving it down too. Sometimes you can. Sometimes it's not as noticeable for people. But who the fuck are you, Ethan? Like, God.
Maybe it's in the back or something.
Apparently she has alopecia. Is that right?
Yeah.
Which is a condition where you lose hair.
Apparently. So now we're going to make it sound like she's making up her health condition.
I've looked it up online. I don't know much about it, but I saw people with like patches of hair.
It's an autoimmune. It's your immune system for some reason forgets that your own hair is part of your body and starts attacking it.
Yeah.
So is it more serious than just like some hair loss?
So from what the condition itself, no. However, because it's an autoimmune thing, it oftentimes can be seen as an early sign of other sort of autoimmune problems that can crop up. But in of itself, you
lose hair.
You lose hair. That's
on your head or your whole body?
Well, there's different degrees of it. Some people lose hair all over the place. Some people it's just patchiness. It just totally depends. It's
it seemed to me, you can pull up a picture of her on the red carpet before. I didn't even see patches in her shaved head.
The way he tries to downplay it's disgusting, and it truly makes me feel like if I met him in person and I didn't have a mobile aid or something with me, he'd be like, oh, you really have fibromyalgia? It's like, even somebody doesn't need to look a certain way to be sick. So get that out of your head. And I'm just so disgusted, guys, because like I said, I really liked Ethan. I liked his content. I liked the podcast. I was watching it for a very long time. I would even bring it up in some of my videos. I'm done. Like, I don't think that's something I ever would like to watch for enjoyment anymore. Like, he has taken that from me.
Unless it's makeup
or something. It's very possible, yeah.
But anyway, I didn't know she had alopecia. I think it's very possible that Chris Rock didn't know she has alopecia. Who the fuck follows your life or cares?
Here's another one, Ethan. How did you know that this was planned by writers in advance? And if he didn't know he should have alopecia, and this, like, this wasn't planned that he was going to see her bald, how did he know that she would be bald that night? How is that pre-written that he knew that she'd be sitting there without hair? She fucking knew. Again, alleged, but to be like, oh, well, he didn't know. Then why if that was written into the pre-jokes, then how did they know that she's bald? She could have came with a wig on. Like, the joke never should have ever happened.
So Chris Rock says, oh, I can't wait for G.I. Jane 2. Wow. So fucking offensive. It's like the tamest joke you can make.
And that's your opinion, Ethan. If somebody said something about your wife, a health condition you had, something that was really deep down to your soul bothering you, I'm pretty sure it would bother you too. So don't try to you definitely don't put your feet in other people's shoes. So I don't know why you're trying to say it's a tame joke. I don't think that's your department to choose that.
It's such a dated joke too.
It's not a good joke, by the way.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny. In fact, I don't even think it was meant to be funny. He's just trying to acknowledge that she's there. It was literally filler.
And there's a million other different things that Chris Rock could have said as filler.
And by the way, G.I. Jane was a big deal when it came out with Demi Moore in her prime. Beautiful woman.
Good that you think that, Ethan, because if somebody called me that, I'd fucking crack the fuck out of them. I'd be pissed as shit. I'd be like, who the fuck do you think you are?
You could be G.I. Jane because you have no hair right now. Cool. I mean, one of the characteristics from that movie is that it was played by Demi Moore, who was beautiful. Really That's what people remember it for.
One of the characteristics that Chris Rock said about Jada Pinkett Smith was that she has no hair. And that is something that she will be remembered for. And that is something that I'm sure she isn't an accomplishment and something that she wants people to remember now, poison in their brain for years to come because of you, Chris Rock. I truly believe that. I truly believe even if her husband didn't go up there, that this would still be a laughing stock sort of joke printed on her.
Yeah.
The point is, it's a tame joke, okay?
It's not funny!
Extremely tame.
It's extremely offensive joke, extremely offensive.
She don't like that you made fun of her being a baldy.
Like, it's not funny even. It's not like, ha 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 ha. Like, did you think about your fucking subscribers you have that have the condition? Because you obviously didn't.
She don't like it. How dare you say I'm gonna be in G.I. Jane? What the fuck? So anyway, Will Smith, loving it, having a good time. Jada.
Will sure as fuck wasn't liking it. Did you ever hear something and you have a smirk because you're getting so fucking mad that you're just gonna explode? Is that just me? Because I felt like that was him at that moment.
And then Chris Rock, I think he took a mental note of how insanely unstable he was.
You mean how insanely pissed he was that he made a wrong choice in saying something like that to somebody who's struggling?
I mean, one of the characteristics from that movie is that it was played by Demi Moore, who was beautiful. Really That's what people remember it for.
I like how he keeps saying that. Like, who the fuck even thinks that? That's no one's opinions but your own, even. And, like, I don't even think that's your opinion, to be honest. I think that's just bullshit.
Whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
The point is, it's a tame joke. This sounds so anti-black. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about, you dumbass? Fuck you. What's anti-black about what I'm saying, you fucking freak? How dare you, idiot?
And here we have Ethan going after his subscribers. Wow, nice.
That's disgusting. I mean, just fuck you. What am I saying that's anti-black? You want to make this about race so bad. It's two black men having an argument. I have not said anything about race. It's about going up and fucking committing violence in response to a light joke. Shut the fuck up.
Again, just because you think it's a light joke doesn't mean everybody as a whole thinks it's a light joke. And to just go and talk to your subscribers like that, and some of them even give you money, that's pathetic in my opinion.
Seriously. God. What the fuck? Stop watching my show, you moron.
I mean, I feel like Ethan would think I'm a moron because I'm losing my hair and it's a struggle. It's something that I cry over, cry myself to sleep, get really upset about, nothing I could possibly fucking do because it's alopecia. And for him to just talk like that about a community of people who are going through something, yeah, it's hair loss, but he makes it seem like, oh, it's just losing your hair. Like, there is a reason it's happening. Like, our bodies are attacking itself. Like, a lot of the times we have other autoimmune diseases and things wrong with us. Why is that so hard to understand? Or I feel like you just don't want to.
He's just pathetically fucking, like, you don't have to see. First, I'm someone that's very conscious about race issues and stuff. You don't have to see everything through the prism of race. This is two men. This is fucking about toxic masculinity.
And when you're talking about two black men, African-American men, and you're white even, I'm pretty sure that subscriber, whoever that was who left a comment, they're allowed to have an opinion, especially if they're in the same, like, get the fuck out of here. And then again, even if you felt like that, why are you talking to us like that? Again, you're supporters.
People come to my house and threaten me over jokes. People, I've talked to comedians. When they go on...
And this is where I lost it, and I was like, I want to close this. This is why this video took so long for me to do a reaction to. Because now he's going to tie in, oh, people came to my house, and blah, blah, blah. Like, now we're going to tie that into something that's completely different. Always deflecting, and we're going to see that when we move on as well.
I see a lot of people going, he talked about his wife, man. She has alopecia. Motherfucking alopecia? Okay, no, it's insensitive, I get it. She's not fucking dying, dude.
When he said that, and I was like watching this to get everything, I literally felt like he had said it to me like a dumbass. I was like, oh, I'm not dying, thanks. Thank you for letting me know. That's just, you don't know my medical history or any of these people who have alopecia, but we're not dying. Like, we don't have anything that could physically kill us. I'm glad you know that, Ethan. I'm glad you're just so smart. And I'm glad that you looked up the knowledge about alopecia on your own. Oh, wait, no, you had fucking Dan and AB probably do it because you couldn't fucking do it yourself.
She's not dying of cancer. If she was sitting there on oxygen, right, and she had like a month to live fighting leukemia or some shit, and then Chris Rock's like, what's up, crib keeper?
That's the other thing. Able-bodied people always bring that up. They're always like, oh, well, you don't have cancer, you don't have leukemia. It's always something that could be cured. My illnesses that I have cannot be cured. I'm with them till I die. Not trying to say that having cancer isn't terrible, scary things, but there is an answer sometimes for people and a cure at the end. Not for cancer, obviously, but they're able to do radiation, you know what I'm trying to say, things to get rid of it to make them be okay. Some of these conditions, there is nothing you can fucking do.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I get that some jokes could push things too far. This was not one of them even remotely close. I don't fucking care that she has alopecia.
I need to, like, get over this section already because it's really, like, triggering the fuck out of me. I'm glad you don't care. And you probably don't give a fuck about your subscribers either. They give you all of our money, but you bitch about when fucking ads get taken away and shit from you, right? Like,
Just saying.
It's not I'm sure having alopecia can be stressful and difficult.
Yeah, losing your hair
and
as
horrible.
somebody who's lost their hair can, something you be very self-conscious.
Dan, I didn't know you had health conditions that have to do with alopecia. Go ahead. Go on.
Just about.
Absolutely.
But it is not deadly.
It's not it's not the line in the sand.
Then they had this super sweet girl on who called in and they tore her to shreds.
But go ahead. Accept
No
your
empirical
timeline.
data, but this is what I've seen. So obviously, again, that's why I said that.
So this whole is
what
this
I've
whole
seen
premise
people-
based on your assumption that black people are supporting, well, yeah.
On my timeline, what I've seen.
So this is
which
based
is why
on
I
your
qualified.
okay. So
Making a joke about Jada and obviously her alopecia, obviously not life-threatening, but she's been very public about the emotional journey it's taken her on. Those are her feelings. I get it. It's not cancer or whatever, but ultimately it's something that's sensitive to her, and it's something that Will sees from the back end about her journey.
How
with
do you
her
even
hair.
know Chris knew about it? I mean, I didn't know about that.
So because Ethan Klein didn't know about it, that means everybody else doesn't know about it.
And no, I'm not saying he knew about it. I'm not saying it was deliberate. I'm saying that ultimately,
Okay,
that's
it's
something that's been
sensitive. I
public
get
for
it.
a very long time.
Right. Okay. She's very sensitive
It's
about
been
it.
public.
I did include all of it, of course, because this video would be super long. But he just had every excuse, everything to just say to that poor girl and just make her feel like this big. Next, we're going to get into the latest one that he's caused, which is absolutely disgusting. And I do have the apology attached that I'll be reacting to. But Ethan made some jokes about James Charles, and the gay LGBTQ plus community did not take it well. He basically insinuated, well, I'll let you watch.
Helps take care of or something.
I don't think that's true because it's small, medium.
There could be
Grandparents tend to be pretty big here in America.
well,
Just in general, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So James Charles did a video, and on his Amazon wish list, or not wish list, I'm sorry, like recently buy, it was Depends, and people were freaking out, and Ethan thought it was funny to make a joke out of it, and then I believe it was Dan said maybe it was for like a grandparent.
in general.
I mean, in America, you're not fitting grandpa into small Depends. It's just not happening.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, do any of you guys have grandparents who would fit into a small Depends? That's
No.
like a 28 waist, dude. That's
Well,
tiny.
When I worked at a doctor's office, we had diapers, and all old people, and there was like barely any small mediums. There
That's
were
the thing.
majority.
Coming from somebody who worked in healthcare, AB, maybe you didn't get the memo, but they don't keep like just small sizes at doctor's office. They try to keep, from what I've seen, like some mediums, but usually large or extra large, because anybody can fit in those sizes if somebody needs it. If you're giving somebody a small or medium, you don't know how big they're going to be. Just saying.
Large.
Like, even if you are like healthy, small waist, like you want to be comfortable, small, medium, that's very small. Actually, can you look at the size chart? Like, what kind of called Trying the Cheapest Makeup from Amazon. And boy, what do we have here, James? Buy again.
So, James Charles the Predator, whatever, making fun of him for having diapers. Okay, like, harmless, right? Until...
Diapers. Depends. Do we have a close-up? Somebody found the product, because it's like grayed out. I'm curious to see if you can find it, because it was like small size.
He kind of just gets obsessed with this, like, depends bullshit.
Obviously, it could be... I mean, there's obviously, like, medical issues, which isn't funny. What kind of medical issue would require you to wear a diaper?
Well, yeah, even no shit. A medical condition would never be funny. Why? Do you think that's funny?
Say, it's definitely for him. And then the question is
called anal leaking.
he has some anal leaking. Now, we were saying, well, if he's getting blasted in the ass hard enough, potentially, you may need to wear a diaper. And a lot of you will say, like, okay, we've had a debate, like, I don't think vaginas increase in size from sex, but assholes actually do. If you have a lot of anal sex, you can actually blast open your anus.
And that's where the internet lost their mind. Yeah, it's James Charles, whatever, but you just insinuated, like, what he were to do in the bedroom. Like, it's just, like, why?
You can definitely get it a little stretched.
And we actually fact-checked that, my friends. We did some research.
Did you?
Yeah, AB sent an article that said frequent anal sex can result in a blasted open asshole.
So he's basically just insinuating what position he would take during sex, saying that's why he has those.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
To sum it up, and
Yeah.
Anal sex?
So we were thinking, well, maybe he's just got railed real hard the night before, or maybe it's for his boyfriend who just, you know.
So he continues just to insinuate, you know, what position he would have took and stuff, which is very offensive, and it's just, let's...
And then I think we unlocked the real reason,
Right.
which is that we deducted that James actually got a butt job.
Right.
What does a BBL mean?
And he just keeps insinuating, like, this is what he likes or what he would do, and it's just... Who the fuck cares, even? But also, like, why put that... Like, why say that?
So there you go.
There you go. Got to the bottom of it.
That's good, though. At first, I was genuinely confused by that, but the BBL definitely explains it. Wait, someone's saying I don't know what a power bottom is. Isn't it someone who likes to be on the bottom?
I don't know.
Someone can you define power bottom, maybe?
Let's see. Power bottom.
Like, it's not even that deep, and the fact that he just keeps going and going and going and going and going.
A person, particularly a homosexual man, who dominantly or energetically plays the receptive role.
I'm right. I nailed it.
It sounds like you nailed it.
Yeah, he's an enthusiastic receiver.
Who's trying to check you on your power bottom knowledge?
Oh my God.
he's gay.
A power bottom is a guy who
embarrassed.
likes to wildly ride the peg of another dude.
Where do you see that?
Jesus, where did that?
And they just keep going on and on and on and making fun of it. Or people who would even be into that. They're just, like, sitting there making fun of them.
Guys, so much, but y'all really need some LGBTQT.
Why? What did I
plus
say
staff.
wrong?
Everything, Ethan. Everything you just said was pretty fucked up and wrong to just assume.
Shut up.
What did I say wrong?
Shut up.
Colin, if you have a problem with my character,
You got it right. I mean, you literally got it
What
right.
a power bottom was.
Yeah. Shut up. You don't know anything about our sexuality anyways. The fuck do you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
How dare you
Assuming.
assume that none of us are
You don't know shit.
LGBTQ plus? How dare you assume that? Right?
Right.
Check yourself. But call in if you have a problem. I'd love to discuss.
Fucking Dan, like, you don't know our sexuality. We obviously know you guys aren't gay. And yeah, there should be somebody not working at Teddy Fresh, like, in the H3 podcast that is gay. So, like, there is some kind of, like, barrier here because they think they can say whatever the fuck they want all the time.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, you guys are the best.
This poor man, Matt. This poor man. Tried to be so nice to them, and he just kept digging into him, and it was gross. So I'm gonna let you hear some of Matt's phone conversation with Ethan to let him know, like, what the fuck are you saying?
What have I got wrong?
Service. So, first and foremost, because I know how south these calls can go very quickly, I want to establish my stance on James Charles and the diapers.
Okay,
and I think
please.
he totally probably has a fetish.
Oh, you don't think it's BBL?
I don't know enough about the topic, but if I had to put my money on it, I think he probably just has a fetish.
He's like really nice to him.
Is that the feeling, or is there any evidence to support?
It's a gut feeling.
Starts very super tame, I would say.
Well, that's interesting perspective, certainly.
Because I know you like a strong stance early on.
Thank you.
So, no, and so like.
Oh, actually, I have an update. I'm sorry, Matt. Matt, regarding your comment about James Charles, upon further research, we've found that more websites say there's no diaper needed after BBL. So it could be that he likes what they call age play. And he is into young folks.
Well, we know James Charles has strong feelings about age.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, sister snapped.
So for the most part, it seems like they're vibing and like they're getting along okay.
So what have I got wrong about top-bottom stereotypes there?
Yeah, so like, and this is kind of an ongoing thing. It just kind of, it made me really want to call in today because like with you guys, just like when you guys were all, you poor straight males all, you a group of poor straight males having to discuss such a topic. I mean,
I love how he words everything. I love how sweet he is. I just wanted to say that, like, he's more than like very like calmly like going into this and like trying to listen to what Ethan has to say as well.
I just wanted to get involved because like I know there's a lot of times it comes up where you bring in where you often bring up people that you feel inclined. I know often you feel inclined to describe someone where you think they might be a bottom. And I think that that's often a misconception, that like bottoms may be passive or the
I just mean that he likes
partner.
I just mean that he likes to take it up the butt.
Just disregards it. Just flies out the window.
Correct. But how can you know that about someone?
Well, that was just a theory about because he wears diapers. It's just a theory.
Ethan, I don't think you wanted us to think it was just a theory. You kind of just drilled it over and over and over into everybody's heads that this guy just called in about it.
I'm talking about sometimes, like, I think, I don't keep a running tally. I love you. I'm not keeping track of everything you do wrong. I'm not Keemstar. I don't have a document on my desk.
Appreciate that.
But like there have been times, I think one that comes to mind was maybe Jordan Peterson that you described as probably being someone that would be a bottom. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
So this caller remembered Ethan classifying people as a certain genre just because of a sexual preference that he doesn't even know for sure because that's everybody's like business what they do with a partner,
And I think that sometimes like that's not oftentimes like a misconception. Like I think if you met like I'm gay. Let's just throw that out there. And I mean I'm married. And I think, like, if you met me and my husband, you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell which is which.
Obviously in the bedroom setting because, there's this, like, stereotype that this certain person is this and this certain person is that.
And that's something that, like, you can't always tell. And it's, like, you might always think that the bottom... And a power bottom is a good example. I mean, looking up top. But, like, you can't always tell, like, who's the top, who's the bottom.
So do you find it offensive if I say, by being like, oh, he's probably a bottom? Is that the problem?
Absolutely.
It's offensive.
Because it is. Because saying someone's a bottom in particular, I think, is probably a bit troublesome because it kind of... It starts to kind of... Gay men already, you have to deal with certain assumptions about femininity and masculinity. I'm sure you understand that.
I wanted to try to keep in as much of Matt talking as I possibly could, just because I want to give him as much respect as possible. Because you're going to see what Ethan's about to do to him.
I think maybe the joke is the dichotomy of like their persona of ultra masculinity, but then like the joke being that they're a power bottom. But I see your point. Matt, I will be more conscious of my use of power bottom
I don't. Yeah,
but
I think it's more. I think it's more okay. I think the ascription of like throwing out that someone is just a bottom, like because it just ascribing certain roles to people. If that's all I'm asking for is just be a little more conscious of it. I know you don't mean any harm. You never mean any harm.
Well, lately in this case, he has been meaning trouble and harm and all of that.
Well, let me ask you this, Matt. Is it possible? So would you consider yourself a top or a bottom, or you don't do that the labels?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I knew you were going to go there, and I mean this with all peace and love and with respect, Ethan. It's none of your business.
When Matt did that, I was like, yes, but also like everything he just said, I feel like Ethan just down the toilet, didn't listen at all.
Oh, sure. I mean, you can. That's a totally valid response. You don't have to answer the question.
Because from there.
But you have a preference, one way or the other.
Yeah, but that's another dangerous assumption too. Because
Can I guess?
A lot of gay men don't have a preference.
Can I guess?
So that's another dangerous stereotype. What's that?
Can I guess what is your preference?
You can.
Will you tell me if it's right, if I guess right?
No.
Well, but either way, you would.
How about this? How about this one? You do a good job. You try to learn from this and do better. And then in 5-6 months, when you've shown some growth, then I'll tell you.
Okay.
Matt.
Seems fair.
Matt. The reason you're... Okay, you know what? I'm not going to get into it, Matt. But we all know which one you prefer.
Yeah, I think you probably do.
Yeah, and that's great. People that receive...
But as long as you understand where I'm coming from on this.
To be honest, I don't really. I'm trying, but I don't. I mean, I get it. Like, I get the thing that, like, power bottom, it's this weird assumption to make, or to use it in a derogatory way, I get. Because to be on the bottom is to give. It's to give, you know. It's a gracious thing to give and to receive like that.
I think you're misunderstanding what a power bottom is. Like, because generally a bottom is like the receptive partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's someone who's just receptive.
And after all that, he still just doesn't get how offensive he is.
A power bottom. So generally, a bottom is kind of assumed to be the more passive partner. A power bottom is a bottom who is just the more active bottom.
Oh, okay, I see. So they'll ride it. They can ride. A power bottom will ride it, where a regular bottom will just kind of lay there.
Generally, yeah. What did you think a power bottom was?
I thought it was just someone that liked receiving rather than giving.
Yeah, no, that's just a bottom.
No, a bottom.
Okay, so so the power bottom is someone who rides enthusiastically.
And they're probably the more active one.
Okay, so what's the problem? I misunderstood the label.
A bottom is obviously someone. If someone's taking a dick in their ass, they enjoy it.
Yeah, of course. But you could be. I guess you could be on some days a bottom and some days a power bottom, which is great. God bless them. God bless you.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, Matt. Well, keep it up, man. I'm sure you are having fantastic sex and everything's good. Do you wear? You don't need diapers or anything, right?
About anal leakage. The only thing I know about anal leakage, I have never heard of that in anyone.
Right.
I have never heard of that. I think that's more. I do think that happens sometimes in older gays, but I think it's more of like a thing that kind of maybe is. I think it probably comes from other things that come with being older men.
Can I ask you a question? I mean, no disrespect at all.
Oh boy.
Okay. Sure.
This is just purely in the pursuit of knowledge. Well, first I appreciate you saying, like, correcting the anal leakage thing.
Like I said, I tried to keep in as much as Matt's conversation as I could, but it just really, there was a lot of it, and it just a lot of back and forth with him and Ethan.
But, like, if you are a regular receiver of anal sex, and I'm not saying you are, I don't know, but if you were, does the poop pass, like, any differently from before? Is it all normal function? There you go. You see, that's good knowledge to have. So, all right, Matt.
I've never heard of anyone. I have never heard of anyone having, like, just that bad leaking asshole.
Yeah.
No. Give him a call.
All right, you take
You have
care.
a good day.
Got it.
All right, thank you. Bye. So I'm not quite clear. Like I get the there's a distinction between power and power bottom, which I get now.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand necessarily the. Okay, you know what? Let's just take it for what it is.
Assuming who's on top and who's on bottom.
You're saying a power bottom could be on top. That seems more like
No,
a.
No, it's just, you're making an
ignoring the
assumption
power-
about the dynamic
You're-
based
yeah.
off of the
the position.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
If you're on the bottom,
really
it doesn't
know.
mean you're like a beta. You could be alpha and also still be on the bottom. Especially if you're a power
right,
bottom.
but
'cause you
just
ride that
but
shit.
assuming in general, he's saying is what's.
the problem is, yes, it's not about what the dynamic
Like
is. it's
theoretically,
about you.
Jordan Peterson, if he was a power bottom, he could still be alpha.
Right.
be power
Yeah, I guess.
And then Matt hangs up and he continues to just keep going on and on about it, even though it doesn't concern him. And everything that Matt said, it seems like he just threw it out the window.
I think we all learned a lot here today, don't you guys think?
Like, why did Dan have to laugh like that? What's so funny? We learned a lot here. Ha 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 ha, that's so funny. Like, shut the fuck up. How about you, Dan? Shut the fuck up.
Save me from this conversation. Guys, I'm just trying to learn, okay? Come on, guys. What did I do wrong? I'm just trying to learn. We need alpha bottom and beta bottoms. More distinctions. So who is gay?
No more alpha, beta, anything.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
So Zach does soundboard, so then Zach added that in because he just thought that would be so funny.
Guys, just chill. I'm just joking around. Come on. Like you said, I'm an ally. You know I fucking ride or die for all human rights. Well, I should address it, no? If it's happening.
Yeah, that was addressed real well, wasn't it?
I'm not dealing with that shit today. Someone said, come on, you talking about power bottom is like me asking Hila if she likes it from the front or back. Well, if we were having a conversation about that and she called in to talk about it, you know, then that's fine. So there you go. Keemstar, I thought there was more stuff by Keemstar.
And then second round of Ethan deflecting for a different situation brings Keemstar into this somehow.
All right, guys, thanks for voting. Thanks for being here. Apologies to whatever his name was. Apparently, I was homophobic to him.
And that right there shows your true colors.
But whatever. What can you do?
What can we do? Not say offensive shit. I mean, that's what we could do, Ethan, yeah.
We're navigating the space together, right, guys?
Right, guys. Don't group us all into this shit. Like, you know what you did wrong. There's nothing to navigate. We know right from wrong.
I learned what's a power bottom, though.
For being homophobic to the caller?
That's what... I don't think... I just saw a comment, but I don't think it's really...
Yeah, why are you looking at the comments in the middle of the show? What are you doing?
People say it was gross and disappointing. Saying you can guess if Matt is a power bottom by his voice is so gross. But I was right. That was the point.
It's all about being right for Ethan Klein, isn't it?
Wasn't I? He admitted.
Yeah, of course you were right. And honestly, just so over these fucking people. Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
I mean, I was just trying to make the call fun.
Yes!
And
It's a
funny.
fucking entertaining show. Shut the fuck up.
Making the call fun by being offensive. And then Dan, your producer, screaming shut the fuck up at all of us. You're on the right track, Ethan, for sure.
Someone says, I don't know what's up.
So disappointing.
Someone said,
Grow up. Jesus fucking Christ.
Dan.
I don't know what's up with Ethan today, but something's off. Bad vibes this episode.
Shut the fuck up. Unsubscribe. Go away. Jesus Christ.
You fucking moron. How dare I try to learn about the...
Yeah, and she said that it was okay.
Yeah.
Specifically said, just so you know, that's not an appropriate question to ask any trans person, but I'm happy to answer. It doesn't bother me.
How many times you get the opportunity to get into a controversy and then respond to it in the same episode?
Yeah, I
You
guess
don't have to fucking talk about it next time. Someone said, it sometimes feels like Ethan thinks LGBTQ plus people are exotic or something. It's super uncomfy. Yeah, I think y'all need to fucking... Do you think it's hard for a straight person to understand how it feels to always have people define you by how you prefer sex? Is that a valid criticism?
No, because again, it's the context. This is a loose comedy show.
You heard that one, right? It's a loose comedy show where there's LGBTQ plus members. Sorry, I just smoked before because I had to step away because I'm like shaking because I'm doing this video because everything reflects back to me. If you didn't know, I'm bi, I'm gay. Women, how are you? Also, I have fucking alopecia.
Okay, like it's Ethan whole persona is being a bit of a goof.
That's totally different than being like a straight dick, so
fucking frustrated with these people.
Get the fuck out!
So wait,
Shut the
what was
fuck
I? Where
up.
did it even come? What was I saying? Who was a power bottom? It was the.
And a lot of people are so fucking frustrated at you guys, Dan, so how about that?
How do we even get started in that?
It was.
Oh, James Charles being a power bottom because he was wearing diapers.
Yeah, you being offensive. That's how that started, Ethan. You being offensive.
I don't know what to say. If you think I'm not an ally, then like, if you think I'm not an LGBTQ plus ally, then how can you be? Respect Matt. I'm glad he called in. We had a conversation.
Yeah, Matt was
He thought
great.
me-
No problem.
there's
No hate
problem
at
with
all
that.
on Matt.
I mean, he didn't seem offended either. Yeah, I don't know. I do think some of y'all are way too fucking sensitive for the show. To be totally honest, like people in this thread who are saying they're grossed out and whatever. I think this with peace and love, you might be too sensitive to watch this show.
Too sensitive and the stuff that he's been saying lately is two different things.
I mean, we're pretty PC in general, too. Like, it's a comedy podcast, but I feel like we're pretty respectful at the same time.
Are you actually kidding me right now, Ethan? You're pretty respectful at the same time? Are you joking?
I feel like, if you're watching this show and you're perpetually offended by things I'm saying, you may want to just stop watching, like genuinely. And I'm trying my best to learn when I can. And I did take and learn what I could from Matt.
All I heard was, I don't want to learn the correct way, so I'm not going to change. So if you don't want to hear it, leave. And he took what he could from Matt. What the fuck is that even supposed to mean?
And I listened respectfully. But to say it's gross and disappointing, which is a comment I'm reading specifically, is just, I think you're too sensitive for this show. I really do. I'm sorry.
And I think gross and disappointing honestly explains that beautifully.
I think you need to watch a more safe podcast. But
Safe isn't people who have morals and don't say fucked up shit and don't tell their audience to fuck off.
I'm always here to learn and trying to grow, but that's just my opinion. Because like does get annoying with some of y'all getting offended all the time about jokes that are, not said with bad intentions.
I'm pretty sure if people will get hurt by it, it is a bad intention. If you just want to still do it for people to laugh. If the other group of people isn't laughing and the one group is, like, why would you still do it? It's not good for the whole group.
We work with LGBTQ people. They're not fucking tokens. You know what I mean? You guys literally don't know what the fuck. You don't know anything about me. Y'all assume that we're all like cis men. You don't even know that. I take the criticism seriously, but sometimes it's painful to see people say really mean things about you, like that you're homophobic or racist or whatever. When it's like, I don't see it. I think some people are very sensitive about these issues, which is fine, but I don't think you should subject yourself to experiencing
Being mad
so much
all the time.
pain.
It's not so much pain, Ethan. It's people wanting you to do the right thing and wanting you to see what you're doing wrong. So that ended up being all of that. And then he ended up coming out, of course, with an apology in a video, but I'll let you be the judge and obviously Mia what you think of his apology.
Last episode, people got really angry at, let's say I made a joke that James Charles was wearing a diaper because he's a bottom.
Great way to start this, Ethan. Great way.
That, I guess, made people angry, and then a caller called in to explain why that whole thing is offensive. And I made insensitive remarks and jokes to him. So here's the thing, like, I'll be honest, when I talked to the caller, I don't know why, I just couldn't really, I don't know why, I just couldn't really understand, but.
He made that insanely clear for him. I'm not really sure what he didn't understand, but okay.
After the episode ended, I talked to some people that I trust their opinion, who have good inputs about this stuff, and they explained to me kind of what I said was offensive, and or they explained it to me in a way that I understood, and kind of what I said wasn't appropriate and all this, and you know, they explained to me that I should probably apologize and explained why, and I thought that, you know, I understood. So this is my heartfelt apology, which I'll read to you now, after consulting with people I trust, who I value their judgment. To my LGBTQ plus fans, I am very sorry for comments on today's show. The sexualization of gay men and grouping of tops and bottoms is a stereotype that I'll be trying to unlearn. And apologies to the caller, too, who I shouldn't have pressed inappropriately. I hope you guys know I always mean well. So that's my apology.
Mind you, it took till 9:47 at night. It was a live show. Just saying.
Some people accept it, some people don't.
I still think it kind of was put out because of the backlash. The backlash was probably so heavy.
That's fine. Keemstar, of course, has my number.
They do say, what does that say? Third time's the charm. This is the third time now he has deflected and brought up Keemstar again. When he's trying to do a apology for us. So if anybody was taking this video like seriously and then he just brings that up, they took it away from me.
Great ally to the LGBTQ+.
Absolutely.
You know.
Him and Dan, they want people to take them seriously, and yet they're gonna sit here and bring up Keemstar and like big joke again. Like nothing can ever be serious with them.
I was very insensitive to the caller. The whole pushing, the comment specifically where I was like, I could tell what you are based on your voice or whatever. Very, very gross and bad, okay? Like, I totally acknowledge that.
Wow, you finally admit that that can make people uncomfortable? Took long enough, didn't it?
And the whole bottom diaper thing, okay, I understand now. Like, what I said was offensive, but...
Always a but, right? You can never just be like, sorry and keep going. Always a but.
There are certain things I just got to be real about. Like, you know, 2 weeks ago, I got semi-canceled for the Will Smith thing. I was emphatic that no matter what, I'm going to always speak my mind. I'm going to be true to myself. And I'm not going to let anybody or anyone kind of change course for what I think is right.
So did you just, like, take back that apology you just gave us? Because that's kind of what that sounded like.
Dan told everyone to fuck off and unsubscribe.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous.
I understand that made some of you guys angry.
Well, I mean, understandably so, am I right? I mean, what do you mean?
But I have to defend... First of all, a lot of people have been calling Dan a horrible homophobe, and that's just fucked.
Yeah. The thing is that I get very argumentative with people, and...
Well, if you want to be a producer on a show with millions of subscribers, maybe you shouldn't get argumental with people, Dan. Maybe you should learn to control yourself at your job.
No. And I do want to say, I appreciate you saying that, Ethan. I do think that I did not articulate my thoughts very well the other day, and I apologize to everybody that, you know, I think a lot of people that I was not referring to thought I was referring to them.
Dan, you're referring to all of us. You wanted all of us to get the fuck out. You don't care if we're gay or not. Like, it's fine. You don't need to clarify that. This whole thing just pisses me off.
Here's what I want to say, Dan, before you get too deep into that apology.
Okay, sure.
I just want to be fair to Dan, because I'm going to say things that I don't think he'll say. Every week, we get fucking canceled and called out for something that we're not good enough for. We're not woke enough. Be better. It's always, be better, do better. I feel like an abused fucking... stepson sometimes.
Then stop doing fucked up shit that's upsetting your audience and things that are completely wrong, and we wouldn't feel this way.
I'm doing my best here, guys.
When someone's trying to educate you and you dismiss it, that's not doing your best.
And Dan is fucking sick of that shit.
Good for that. Good for Dan. Good for you. And we're sick of you saying fucked up shit and not taking accountability for it and blaming it on other people or other situations or other things and not caring that you're hurting people's feelings or mortality in the process. You just don't care anymore, even. It seems like ever since the Trisha shit kind of just flew down like a bad train into hell, you don't care about your subscribers anymore. Ever since Hila had a second child with you, you just seem very money hungry, and I don't like it.
And understandably, and we all are. So his snap judgment is like, fuck you guys, just shut up. So I totally understand Dan's reaction to say, just shut the fuck up and unsubscribe, which, obviously he was heated at the moment.
Ethan's like, he didn't mean that. Dan, tell him to come back. They'll come back. Like, what the... Don't tell somebody that if you don't mean it. Don't tell your subscribers that watch you, give money, support you. If you don't mean it, don't.
Go ahead, Dan, if you want to say anything.
Oh, I mean, yeah, again, I think that a lot of, so there's two main things that people were really mad at me for. One was what you're talking about.
Rightfully so on that one.
Again, I think I overreacted. I don't know. It was just a mood thing. And like you said, it really wasn't even about that particular thing. But
he thinks he possibly maybe overreacted. And it was maybe possibly a mood thing. Like, what?
Yeah, and I was trying to stand up for you a little bit. I am glad that you acknowledge, though, that, especially the thing with the collar and pushing him when he had established a boundary. I didn't like that happened either.
Well, Dan, if you didn't like when that happened, maybe you should have opened your mouth and said something, since you told everybody to fuck off and you were comfortable saying that, and it's not your show, it's Ethan's.
The other criticism that I have been getting is that I, at one point during the show, was mocking the caller's lisp.
I haven't heard that one, and I'm not even sure where in the audio it would be where he's mocking a lisp, because we kind of listened to a lot of it, but who the fuck knows, honestly?
I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
That did not happen.
That did not happen. And if you're saying that happened, you are either dumb or just being disingenuous. I don't know what you're talking about. There was a moment...
People said you were mocking...
Yeah, there was a moment late in the show when we were talking about somebody had left I believe it was after somebody left a super chat telling us that we suck or whatever. And, I think I did a voice that was more so just like a annoying whiner voice, was sort of like I was mocking.
Maybe you did. Like, I don't remember hearing anything like that. But to be honest, this shit really, I'm just like, if you couldn't tell what I look like right now, I'm burnt out from it. Like, I'm just over this shit. It's been like a week of going over it all and listening to the whole fucking podcast and the bullshit they've been saying, and I am just like, I don't want to hear anymore.
And somehow people connected that to me mocking the caller's lisp, and that was really upsetting to me, because I would never fucking do that. If it came across that way to people and you genuinely thought that's what I was doing, I apologize. That was not my intent by any means.
I mean, overall, good thing he apologized for it, but like, if enough people are saying that it happened, that you're apologizing for it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Overreacting and telling people to fuck off, I accept that was over the line.
Over the line? You were Dan the douchebag. You sounded like such a fucking dick. He sounded like such a dick. Oh my god, it's still, I can't even think about it. Like, it gets me heated, and I can't think about it because just no repercussions, don't care. They don't care.
The other stuff, I don't even know.
One thing that I didn't appreciate that a lot of people were saying about me is like, the only reason you felt comfortable asking him if he's a top or bottom is because he's gay. That's fucking bullshit. I ask everybody uncomfortable questions.
And that was...
But in the setting and the predicament you were already in, there was no reason for you to ask that uncomfortable question. There's a million other uncomfortable questions if you had to do that you could have asked. And like, I just don't...
Like, he pushes boundaries and he pushes buttons, and it's not targeted.
But it seems like, Dan, it wasn't a little targeted, so I don't know what you're getting at.
And I'm sorry to do this, but this was the, like, colossal bad take of colossal bad takes, in my opinion.
Then he decides to start weighing in on other people's opinions of him. Like, I don't know why the fuck he would even include this in his video, but he did.
Kat 10 bars, who I don't have a problem with her, you know. That goes to purposefully and knowingly recruit a queer and gay fan base. So, first of all, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what do you mean? I'm purposely and knowingly recruiting a queer, what am I what am I handing out flyers? When have I ever knowingly recruited queer or gay fan? I just find that statement so foul. What I did was horrific. Then what is it they're doing? And this is what I'm saying. Some people, I think, are too sensitive to watch this show.
Deflecting a fourth time and back on the same shit. Too sensitive to watch the show because people are mad that you make really terrible offensive jokes and comments.
I have some notes here. There's just a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Me and Dan are actively again, there's like, okay, I understand I can hold some like homophobic like to say, oh, you think it's okay to make that joke? It's like, I get it. I won't do that again. I understand that it was offensive. But you this label of homophobic and racist, if you think me and Dan are not on your team, then there's nobody on your team. There really isn't.
Like, I can't believe he even said that. If him and Dan aren't on your team, then, your parents that were accepting that you came out to when you said that you were gay, they're not on your team. Like, what are you on, Ethan?
Outcast them. To fucking exile them. And we had people returning their Teddy Fresh because of the show. So
I was wondering about that statement, if it's like actual new orders or like stuff that people have had that they just don't want to wear because of association with Ethan. Good for them. They should be able to do what they want. I like how you let everybody know that so we feel bad for you or some shit.
Choice, we give them a refund. I totally get it. But it's like you don't want to be associated with me anymore. Policy is, we're very sorry,
Their policy is, we're very sorry.
But I actually think that a lot of what's going on is making things much, much worse. Not all of you, because I understand. That's why I apologize, right? Like, there's a genuine space for an apology and understanding and learning.
Okay, so go ahead and stop talking and take that knowledge that people have been giving you and put it to use. Please, please, we're begging you.
Some people take it way too fucking far, and it makes it way, way worse. That's why I showed Kat's tweet.
Ethan, you cause your own issues and you take your own issues way, way too far.
I think she's making things worse with takes like that.
I don't even think she's making things worse, and I don't even care for Kat because of the whole Adam bullshit situation. Like, she covers for his ass enough, so, like, I don't know if she's very a trustworthy person, but in this aspect, I think you're just deflecting yet again.
There's probably different shows for you that you can watch and not get so upset.
Yeah, different shows where they actually give a shit about the people subscribed to them and don't tell them to fuck themselves, right?
Thank you. Happening in Ukraine is horrific. What I did do some things that were homophobic or like, a little ignorant, let's say.
He just admitted that he did things that were homophobic. So I was right when they were like, oh, you don't know our gender. You can't, or I'm sorry, not gender. You don't know, I don't know the word he used when he was freaking out earlier. I don't want to like misquote, but when he was like snapping the fuck out and they were like, oh, you don't know if we're straight or blah, 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 blah. Like, are you actually homo? You just said that, even.
But this is fucking happening right now. On one very serious hand, I do apologize. And on another hand, I do feel like I need to defend myself and the show.
To me, all this sounds like he gave an apology and then took it right back.
Yes, I got nothing else to say about it.
I mean, the reality...
I'll do another apology next week.
We'll get the podium ready.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about our apology podium.
Well, the apology podium is for sarcastic apologies.
Back on the not taking anything serious, funny jokes. So funny. Wow. We're all laughing.
When it's a real apology, I feel like it's a little inappropriate. But.
We'll have the podium next week.
Well, that was the shit show. I really just want to like lay down and fall asleep and pretend that never happened. The editing, the time, this video, and the ignorance that I just like had to endure. It was a lot, not to be dramatic. I don't want to get on Ethan's level and be overly dramatic, you know, but guys, please give me any and all comments down below. Let me know, weighing in how you think about this whole situation. I'm sure we'll be revisiting H. Gray podcast again in the future with some kind of remarks, but I feel like I've wasted way too much of my time, our time, on this whole topic, and there's so much other shit that I really want to talk about and get into. So yeah, any and all thoughts in the comments down below, and I love you guys. Thanks for watching. And they've lost another subscriber. Sucks, because like I said, I really like them, but I'm not gonna support shitty people and shitty habits. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye guys.